let's talk about the game. Guys, tomorrow our season holds in the balance against Pittsburgh Squealers. And obviously we need the Jets to win. We need the Chiefs to win. But tomorrow, the only thing we can do and the only thing we can control is this team right here. ESPN gives us currently a 46.4% chance to win this game, which I 100% believe we will win. 1,000%. Very confident we're going to win this game. But I understand, at the end of the day, ESPN, the way they look at it is it's AFC North. Steelers are at home. Steelers, if they win this game, they don't have to play the Ravens in the wild card. They have to play the Texans, which is not a free win, but as close to a free win as possible right now with how the Texans are playing. So I get the perspective, and also go in this game, we probably won't have Chase Brown. We might, but we probably won't. Mims might not play this game. And the Steelers, as always, have a very good defense and a very good coaching staff, and they usually are able to out-coach you. And George Pickens is going to play this game. Alex Highsmith, last time we played him, didn't have him, so he's going to play this game. So this is going to be your AFC North slugfest back and forth. I expect this game, I think everyone does, to be something in the neighborhood of 35-28, 42-35. I don't expect our defense to do anything versus them, and I don't really expect their defense to do much at all versus us. Now, I do think that their defense is going to get a lot of pressure on Joe, right? Because they have a great defensive line, and our offensive line is piss poor. But I think we can hold our own. It is a primetime game as well. So, keys to victory going in this game. Number one, and we did this last time we played them, and it's very important, especially because that last game ended up being like a 6-point game in the end. You have to take advantage of every single turnover you get in this game. Whenever you play AFC North football, listen, it's back and forth. It's very close. It's gritty. It's, pull your teeth out, pull your hair out. Old backyard wrestling type moves. You punch, I punch. There's no rules pretty much. You got to take advantage of every opportunity you get. And 100% that's turnovers, right? You cause a turnover, you have to score a touchdown. And I know the idea usually is, well, at least get a field goal, capitalize. No, I'm talking about touchdowns. If you get a turnover in this game, you have to let that lead. You have to make that lead to 7 points. If it doesn't lead to 7 points, you're going to lose this type of game. Because something stupid's going to happen, a pass interference call, a big play down the field. Our defense is not covering correctly, and bam, we give it up. That's number one. Obviously, if Cam Taylor plays, which he's expected to play, but there's always a chance he won't because he's injured right now. He got hurt on Thursday. If he does play, which again, hopefully he does, I'm a little bit more confident that he can go one-on-one with George Pickens and at least slow him down. But number two is going to be, we have to shut down George Pickens. They still have a good receiving core, Calvin Austin, and I think with George Pickens being out so much this year, Calvin Austin has really taken over and has really shown how good he is. But at the end of the day, you had to shut down George Pickens. George Pickens is the biggest threat in this game. They got Najee Harris, Jalen Warren in the backfield. I'm not too scared about those guys. I'm not scared of Pat Freiermuth. Roman Wilson in this game is not going to play. They do have Mike Williams, who last time we played him, he really was a nothing burger. They have Van Jefferson, which I'm not too scared of. The guy I'm scared of the most is George Pickens. But I'll put a part A to a part B on this number 2 point. First off, you have to shut him down. Second off, you have to piss him off. See, George Pickens, while he is a great receiver, the man loves to get angry. He's a hothead. He has much of a hot hit as you can humanly think of. The guy just goes off and causes penalties or starts a fight with someone or starts an argument with someone or pushes, shoves someone. You gotta get this guy in his head. Because especially AFC North football, a couple 15-yard penalties kill drives. Those drives being killed, not only does it cause a riffraff with their team, who already Cam Haywood came out and said 10 of their guys are playing and the 11th isn't even playing correctly. You need to cause this riffraff. Get in their heads. Cause them to self-destruct. Because they've been doing very bad recently, losing to the Ravens by 17, then the Chiefs by a lot on Christmas Day, and a lot of people are telling them, hey, this is like the 2018-2019 Steelers where you went 11-0 and then lost the rest. You got to get in their head. Mental warfare is how you win this game as well. And number 3, you got to protect Joe. And I know, listen, that's easier said than done. And obviously in this type of game, we don't have Chase Brown. You're going to see Khalil Herbert have to pass block. And knowing how this game is probably going to go, they're probably going to utilize Travion Williams 60% of the time. I would say 30% in the backfield, in the backfield, 60% of the time. Because he is our best pass blocker outside of Zach Moss and Chase Brown. And then I could see them try to utilize Drew Sample in the backfield as well. You got to protect him at all costs. You know, this is the last game of the season, offensive line. And at the end of the day, I know Frank Pollock is not going to create a master class of how to protect Joe in this game. But if you have to dive and do whatever you can to try to protect Joe in this game as the offensive line position, you gotta. 1 sack, 2 sacks, 3 sacks. A sack can kill a drive in this type of game. The more sacks they get on defense, the more fired up they get. The more they get in your head. And that mental warfare happens. You have to get after. You have to protect Joe Burrow. And that's quick passes, screen pass. Well, maybe not screen pass. Quick passes. You know, get the ball out of your hand. You can't hold the ball too long. They're going to be screaming at us with different blitzes throughout this whole entire game. You can't let that defensive line dictate this game. You let it dictate it early, you're going to lose this game 1,000%. You got to control that defensive line with your offensive line. Something we haven't done much this season. But you got to do that because if you can't protect Joe, this game's going to get ugly very quickly. But we'll still win. I saw Faith will win. Who dey, boys? Who dey?